Okay, this is day 199, part 3, beautiful Pittsburgh and PNC Park in the distance over there. So I'm going to use this bridge right here to symbolize a rat line, and I'm going to call it the Raza rat line, because Raza is going to be key for that middle part between the two towers, suspended between the two parts. But if you can imagine a rat line coming into the United States, they call this end the anchorage, an anchorage where you put in your bridge approach. That piece right there to the first tower is going to be symbolized by Javid. Javid has got to get the rice off the boats. He's got to get it through the processing plant. He's got to then either put it in the air, put it on a boat, put it like this, or probably what's going across the deck here is ground transportation. So there's going to be a lot of control points along the way. You're going to want to know where your stuff is, especially when it's worth the same amount as gold or meth or heroin or platinum. So I'm going to use those suspension cables to talk about control points or checkpoints. Now we know down in Texas, down there in the Sugarland Express, Awan's father, Imran Awan's father, was into iridium. And my working theory, again, this is just a model, but that iridium was used for the whole rat line initially. The whole rat line. But then Hillary worked with BlackBerry, worked with RIM Communications to use that to come up with a product for remote research in motion, which later became their product I talked about for logistics management. So I'm going to use the first tower as symbolizing the handoff to the Raza rat line, which is, this is the overland network. And I'm going to call this Louisiana for one tower, and I'm going to call that other tower Pittsburgh. Okay, Pittsburgh is your point where it's going to divert into two. You see the two major main cables going down. One of those is going to be going toward Ohio, Euclid, Ohio. The other main cable is going to be going toward Washington, D.C. And then control points all along the way. Now what happened, again, I'm theorizing again, but see where those light posts are? That's going to be where towers were put in by the Awans. First covering the area near Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Now I'm just using metadata at this point. I'm just using a model and analysis with metadata. Then again, I think you're going to have the same thing with different cell phone companies and so forth happening at this end of the rat line, because Javid has the money for that. And because the guys in Texas, their Hasnat, their engineer from Nanoset, is down in Texas at this end of the rat line. I think the part they worked on and still are working on is the middle suspension between the Louisiana Baton Rouge, I'm going to call that the Baton Rouge Tower, and the Pittsburgh Tower. And that's what I think is still in play. Now if that network, if that BlackBerry secure network is already in place all through there, then we'll know that through their product literature and so forth, because they're going to resell it to other consumers. If it's not, it's a combination of iridium, watching it all the way through every suspension cable as a control point, and then with heavy concentration of control as it gets closer to the end user customer. I'm going to use the stadium in the distance, PNC Park, as major cities, as a symbol or a model for concentration of major cities. And of course, from there, once you get it to the other anchorage, you have another network that feeds it out to a feeder network that feeds it out to the major cities. So there it is, all right in front of you. Beautiful Pittsburgh, the city of bridges.